Hello and welcome to a Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon discussion. This is, I've done videos like this before where I kind of react to the Pokemon news coming out, but I thought it would be cool if we could do a discussion video instead, so I have with me the three infamous mods, Sarakihiro, AJ, and Fwad here with me. We're gonna-
She said my name first, I'm her favorite. Confirmed.
I just thought of your name first. I was gonna say, anyway, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna basically go through, you've probably seen it already a bunch of times, we're gonna go through the main trailer that was released, and then we're gonna talk about, we're gonna go through some of these things that are on the website here, the different points, the trainers, the Z moves, and the new Z ring and all that stuff. So let's get started with this video here. I'm gonna go ahead and play this at 50% speed so we can kind of narrate over it while it's going on. If it will, there we go. Half speed. Alright. Let's see. So, first, of course, we always have the shot of Pikachu. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Of course.
And welcome to a new adventure! So trying to clarify that this is a new adventure, it's not a remake of the same story. And we can see already new artwork for the three starters, and you actually, like, can see the starters in front of you, and you have Rockruff running around behind you. This place that looks like a new trial, Exeggutor, and there's Kahili and Ryuki in front of a gym. Well, not a gym. People say it looks like Lieutenant Surge's gym, but that's a pure speculation. There's a dark cloud over here.
I love Coney Island.
And yeah, a new look for our heroes to just show you the new trainers. I guess you're a different person, unless you're an alternate version of the same person. But anyway, either way, you have new clothes and a new hairdo.
I definitely like these designs more than the previous ones.
Yeah, I kind of do too. And then, you know,
pretty nice. The hair is pretty good too, I love it.
More about Lycanroc Dusk form, which we already knew about, just to say that it's a special evolution, only certain Rockruff. I'm gonna guess Rockruff with a certain ability maybe we'll be able to evolve into this thing.
You know, a lot of people have been actually talking about this is going to be like the new Ash Greninja. Like, it's not going to be that broken, or at least I hope not.
Well, it's
but
interesting.
I do know everyone's going to be like trying to reset for like good nature at least.
Yeah. So yeah, there more details will be revealed soon. It was already revealed that there's going to be an early purchase giveaway Rockruff. I guess like the Torchic from X and Y, and what was it, the Munchlax from Sun and Moon.
Yep.
So I'm guessing this Rockruff would be like that Munchlax.
Yeah, probably something like that. So before we do anything further, what do you guys think about this trailer in general? Any particular thoughts?
Me personally, the covers for the game, I know this is like not related to the trailer exactly, but I think they look amazing. They look so good. I don't know, like the way the Solgaleo and Solgaleo and Lunala look, it's amazing.
That is pretty cool. The colors definitely, and you can see how it's the same artwork that's on the website where it's connected together. It's split in the middle, and each side is the different box art.
It definitely has my interest. Leaves me wanting more, which is what.
Yeah, it's definitely a tease.
What I have to say about it, actually, is that there's actually gonna be more things available in the game, as they always keep saying. But there's been a video that's been like going around lately, and there's been like one of the creators of the game like talking in it, saying that there's gonna be like even this this sort of picture book thing where you like take pictures of all your Pokemon with yourself in it. You can like pose in it, you can make your Pokemon pose in it, you can decorate it.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Was it Game Informer? They did a thing where they showed.
Yeah, I saw on Game Informer.
It was kind of cool. It reminded me of a cross between the photo feature that was in Sun and Moon and that PR studio or whatever it was that was in the in X and Y.
Yeah.
Which seemed like it had some fun potential, but was a little too limited to kind of keep my interest.
I mean, I've been looking at some of the pictures that the game creator has made for show off, and it looks like you're not as limited as you were back then.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
he has everything all filled out. He has other Pokemon in there chilling.
Yeah.
You got two executors over on the sides, looking like they don't belong. You can change the background. You can have your Popplio up there, like a little ribbon, throwing the ball in the air while you're trying to catch it.
And then there's certain scenarios, like I think he specifically mentioned when your Pokemon evolves, where you have the opportunity to just take a photo wherever you are in the overworld. You don't necessarily have to go to one of those studios, or I don't know if there's going to be more than one of those studios. There's definitely one that was shown on the map, but there's definitely a special location you have to go to. But with certain events like evolving, I don't know what else there would be. Maybe catching a Pokemon, you can apparently take pictures right on the spot.
That sounds amazing.
Kind of like you can go right into Pokemon Refresh after a battle, I guess.
Yeah. And like, I also want to start poking at the fact that those are Rockruff following you around.
Yeah.
Does this usually mean that they're bringing back Pokemon following you around?
Please.
That's been one of different opinions. I mean, personally, for me, let me go back to it. Just from what I've seen, I feel like it's more likely just a Rockruff in the overworld that you get close to it and it interacts with you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So,
but one thing, because right before it they showed the scene of you standing next to the starters, I do think that even if they don't, like, of course I would love the walking animations of Pokemon following you behind you, but
yeah,
I wouldn't expect them to do it, even though they do have the walk animations for all the Pokemon. But I think what they definitely are trying to do, which you could see from the Executor I'm gonna let the video play out again, the Executor in the overworld on Executor Island, they're definitely putting more Pokemon in the overworld, and looks like they're trying to make things look like a more, like the world's more alive. Or then they have the really adorable shot of the Vulpix on the Aether Foundation table. That
was so...
It was just the cutest thing I've seen in a Pokemon game, perhaps. Just laying on its side, it wants a belly rub, it looks like.
Oh, goodness.
Isn't a hold on that shot of Vulpix?
That'd be super mean for them to put Pokemon, like, show a Rockruff following a trainer in a trailer, and then not having the actual game. Like, it's like that'd be so mean.
I do believe that they're going to be adding that into the game, considering how the game creator even said that there are going to be certain events in the game that you have to work for, basically. And like, what I think is that getting a Pokemon to follow you around is going to be one of those things you work for.
Yeah. Well,
that would be so good.
What would your thoughts be? Cool. What would your thoughts be? Do you remember it was Diamond and Pearl, I guess Platinum also. They had, what was it? Was it called Amity Square, Amity Park? That place where only certain Pokemon, like your starters and baby Pokemon, you could have them follow you around just in that area. Do you think it might be possible that only certain Pokemon could follow you, maybe anywhere in the overworld, but that they might limit it to certain, like, unevolved Pokemon? Would you think that might be a more feasible thing that they might do? I mean,
it's going to depend on, like, the outlook of things. Like, people aren't going to be wanting to walk around with their little Rockruff, and then once it evolves, it's gone for good. You know what I mean?
No, true.
Like, that's gonna make a lot of people upset, including me. Like, I want to walk around with a freaking Lycanroc.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the fence.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, the next time someone disrespects me, I can be like, biter! Just cruncher!
I mean, I'd love them to do it. And this is the most possible it seemed in a long time because of the data mining showing all those walk animations. But I'm still on the fence on whether I think they'll actually put it in or not.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to walk around with a ginormous Tyranitar and be like, respect my authority.
See, that was the thing. I was thinking, like, if the game, because the game, in generally, if you see like in the champs and the Tauros you ride, like size-based compared to everything in the world has been like refined. You can't. How are they gonna make it to the Whaler? A whale? Wait, can't they probably with walk beside you? That'd be crazy. Wailord, they're huge.
I mean, like, I think those are gonna be like one of the mons that's not gonna be able to follow you around.
Yeah,
or at least they should make it that way. Cause like, if it was to do that, it would just be like, what's going on here? Like, are you just bouncing on the ground? It's freaking time not to like the end of like one of the tails of a fish and just flop right behind you trying to keep up.
I'm trying to like find out how tall Tyranitar is, so like how big he is. Like, Tyranitar. That's one of the ones that you were like thinking about, maybe like.
No. Like I just want to follow me around, and next time someone has to never disrespect me, they can see what I have going on here.
Oh my goodness. That's how play.
Like, go ahead and disrespect me.
Go
ahead and disrespect me. I'm gonna blow you away without any Montal.
You're gonna get wrecked by this stone ridge.
Exactly. Gonna stone at your face in. Anyway,
if it did do that, you have to scale down the mob. Like in Heart of Gold, Soul Silver, like it worked then because the sprites were like tiny compared to us and we didn't care.
Well, of course, the models are gonna get scaled down a bit.
Yeah.
Because in game, the mons are kind of huge in comparison, as well as the size in the Pokédex.
Now, in the walking animations that were in the data mine, were they were somewhat proportional.
Yeah, they were.
Oh.
They were in the proportion of like this top screen of the summary page.
Like they were at least proportional, I guess, to what their in-battle models are sized like.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be interesting if they actually, like, there would be a lot of issues. I mean, I think they would have to do one of two things. Either scale down all the Pokemon to the point, like, where they're a little more chibi-sized. But, like where they're still somewhat proportional. I don't know, they'd have to scale them down somehow, or have, like, a size limit on certain Pokemon following you, which is another reason I think if they were to implement it, they might just limit it to certain unevolved Pokemon or your starters. I mean, of course it would be great if they could implement it for everybody, but I could see why the sizing thing, they'd have to do unrealistic sizes in order to get it to work.
And I feel like also when it comes to, for example, the old DS, like me, if I play VGC doubles at all on the old DS, the lag is, the FPS drop and the lag is incredible. If you were to add now a giant Pokemon to your screen, that would then mean that like, even for people with old DSs, that could lead to like, obviously again, lag or like frame drop, which is a problem. Which is already a problem with the Sun, with the Sun and Moon. I think that's a big reason why they haven't brought back the Pokemon following, because after Heart Gold, and maybe say Black Suit White 2, the games are given more of a 3D model and a more scalar model to the compared to the world. So your trailer wasn't like the trailer wasn't the size like only like half the size of a house. It was like legit like tiny compared to most buildings.
Yeah, it could have worked in X and Y actually, or ORAS, because they did have sort of the chibi models. They could have made them sort of scaled down.
Yeah, everything was small in ORAS.
I mean, I kind of liked that whole cutesy look. Like, I think it was an appropriate step forward as far as how do you make Pokemon in 3D, while the overworld sprites are already kind of chibi versions of everybody, so they made 3D chibi versions of everybody.
I think that X and Y got a lot of hate for that, but I think it was something I really enjoyed. I really liked about the game. It was new, of course.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool.
Yeah. The first take on a 3D style Pokemon was good.
Yeah, I thought it was probably the most appropriate way to do it, at least as a first step. It was the closest thing to give you the feel of a Pokemon game still.
Yeah.
Anyway, though.
And
enough talking about the old stuff now. Alright, I want to move on a little bit, because I pulled up the new map of the Alola region. People pointed out, some of the places, pretty much the places where there were empty lots have been filled with buildings. They seem to be different buildings. One of the places, I think it was on Melee Island, one of the empty lots was filled with that photo studio. And then some of the other ones were filled with, I don't know, things that you can't really tell what they are, I guess. Well, we don't know. But I want to have your take on what the dark clouds could be, because we only see really one kind of little vortex there, but the text here says ominous dark clouds are spreading in the sky above the Alola region. So what are your
I'm guessing that's what it's like referring to. And as the texts go on, it starts saying that places from the past are now there, which they have not been before. So I'm guessing like these clouds have to do with like the passing of time or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something crazy. But other than that, like ancient ruins, like older mods, you can find like fossilized mods there. Like I'm just making guesses here.
But also, yeah, like if I remember in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, that like you can find Zekrom and like you can find the Legendary 3, the in the sky and dark clouds.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. In Oras, it was like the Hoopa holes or whatever, but it was like portals to other dimensions, and Sun and Moon very much deal with other dimensions, ultra space, ultra wormholes. I mean, the clouds look different from the ultra wormholes, but they could be bringing back another thing like that.
You know what? What if it's just an alternate universe that the Dark Clouds is doing instead? It's an alternate universe where everything is different. There's nothing going on the same. Like, except for like the parallel universe where everything is the same. How about an alternate universe where everything is not the same and like things are going whack in that area?
Like a side game or like part of the main game? Do you mean?
Like if anything, I think it would be like part of the main game or after game, depending on when the cloud decides to show up, or if it's always been there.
If you look at the picture, oh, go ahead, AJ.
I think because we already know Necrozma is going to have an enormous role in this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that, this is just me speculating, I think those Dark Clouds are going to have something to do with Necrozma, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, maybe a new legendary.
I could see that. The other...
Oh, you know what? Now that, since you bring that up, what if those clouds that you have to be, like, in that area to actually activate Prism Armor?
Maybe.
Another thought I had, and now that I look at it, it doesn't really look similar to this, but when I saw the clouds, I was thinking of the cutscene in Platinum where Giratina appears from the Distortion World.
Oh yeah.
And it made me think. I mean, people who were hoping for the Gen 4 remakes were talking about how perfectly the plot of Platinum in particular could kind of work together with the whole lore going on in Sun and Moon, because you have other dimensions in Ultra Space, and in Platinum you have Giratina and the Distortion World. What do you think the possibility would be of them bringing, not like in place of bringing back an entire 4th gen remake or like going to Sinnoh, having an element, something like the Distortion World or something that they tie together lore-wise, even if it's not like something exactly brought over?
I mean, if it were to bring lore to Necrozma, then it will make a lot of things a lot better. Because like before, you just got Necrozma, and it's like, well, who is this? Yeah. What is this? Where did this come from? I thought it was going to be Ultra Beast. Yeah, who told me it's going to be Ultra Beast?
But they say it in the game, like 10 times they say in the game that Necrozma, they mistake it for an Ultra Beast.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they definitely.
But what if Necrozma is technically an Ultra Beast, however, it's not really classified as an Ultra Beast?
Yeah, well, in the game too, in the main game of Sun and Moon, when you're going to, like, you're trying to rescue Lily and Nebby, you're reading the computer entries, and there's something about, they say, oh, Nebby is an Ultra Beast, or they think Nebby's an Ultra Beast. So the whole Cosmog, Cosmoem, Solgaleo, Lunala would all be Ultra Beasts, but the Pokédex categorizes them as legendary Pokemon, so they still make a distinction. But it's obvious that we don't know the exact line, like where they're actually gonna make the defining line of what makes an Ultra Beast and what makes a Pokemon just yet.
Yeah, and wait, if you look at, I mean, this is just probably me, I don't know, I might be wrong, but if you look at the picture, you see that obviously the sun is setting, and then the ocean, I should say, the water is turning a different color of orange, and Pony Islands is the only one that seems like it's still, I don't know, compared to the rest of the island. Yeah,
well, it has the dark clouds over it, so that could be keeping a shadow over top of it.
Yeah. So I feel like it might be something that happens in the game instead of something that's been happening throughout the entire game, and then you end up going there and it just being there.
Yeah, it could be a plot. Could be a plot point.
Probably.
You never know.
That definitely Mr. Carl's on a big point there. If not, I will be very sad.
Why? Because you were wrong.
No, because it just seems so fitting.
Alright, so something else, I guess I should probably go back to the video, but something else I wanted to talk about was the fact that, alright, so on Mount Lanakila, I think you can kind of see, I can't really zoom in on this picture, but I think you could kind of see the Pokemon League was already built, I believe. And let me go to the video, the trailer on YouTube, actually, because I already have it pulled up, I don't have to switch pages again. When we see, what's his face? The dragon guy. Ryuki. So let's address this thing. A couple people have said this, and I would agree, although I wouldn't jump to the conclusions that they're jumping to, but I would agree that those little buckets in the building where you see Ryuki looks like Lieutenant Surge's gym.
Definitely.
And I don't want to say it is because that would seem crazy, but just from that one image, what do you think it could be? What kind of...
well, there could be a couple of things, actually. Like, it could be referencing that you could be able to travel to Kanto, or because he even states he's a superstar, so that could easily be a set where he's like doing a movie or whatever.
That's true. Could be a set.
There can also be the possibility that it's just coincidence, just for 0% chance. It's just a coincidence that this place looks so oddly familiar to.
Oh, here's a thought.
Surge.
You just gave me a thought, though. Remember in Sun and Moon how they did a recreation of Nugget Bridge? Like,
exactly.
And they said they were doing a recreation of it?
It could easily be a recreation of that, too.
Yeah, so this could be a recreation of Lieutenant Surge's gym for no other reason than just to say, remember this.
Right.
And there's like this fighter in the background. Is he like one of the people you fight in the gym? If it were their gym, it just seems a bit random.
Well, it could just be one of the trainers randomly, because like back in the day, there weren't really any specifications for like what trainer was who or whatever.
Yeah, I mean you could get
other than like youngster Joeys everywhere.
Well, I remember you would have certain trainers appropriate to the gym, but you could still have a mix because like in Lieutenant Surge's gym, I think you had a gentleman and an engineer. And I'm not sure if, like, I don't think they had, like, a beauty and a karate trainer or whatever his name is, black belt trainer. But you did have different ones.
If I'm remembering correctly, actually, in the days of Red and Blue, like old school, very first Red and Blue, it was just two youngsters, if I remember correctly. And then it was put up with two gentlemen and an old man in Fire Red Leaf Green. I don't know, it might just change again.
I don't remember for sure. I mean, it might not matter because some of the trainer classes from the first generation are different. Either just a different name or just completely removed.
Yeah.
What do you guys think Ryuki has? Like, what kind of role would he have in the game itself?
He uses Dragon-type Pokemon, and we don't really have a Dragon-type trial other than the one where you have to face 3 of the entire KOMMO-O line. So if anything, he might just become a trial captain or a gym leader, like seeing how. Well, it depends on how things go.
Yeah, if gym leaders
get gyms now. Yeah, I mean, if we do get gyms now, he might just end up being the dragon type gym leader.
You want to know what would be a total letdown, but that I could maybe see them doing with this guy?
What?
Is that he's the guy who introduces you to the photo studio?
Oh my god.
That makes sense, though.
It would be a total letdown, but I could completely see that happening.
Oh my god.
And wait, what's her name? Kahali? I forgot her name.
Kahili?
Kahili, yeah. Is she doing like a Z-move pose?
She is. She doesn't have a Z-ring, though, someone pointed out.
Yeah.
But she does have a, her golf club there looks like a toucan's beak. So that's a fun little Easter egg.
Is she like, what's in the background? You can't really see anything. Is she like in a gym maybe, or
it looks
outside?
like she could be in a cave or outside of a cave.
Wow.
Let me play the whole clip.
To be honest,
you can't really tell.
Yeah, when I first saw her as a character, I kind of liked her, and then did not see her at all again after the hotel. And then I just surprisingly see her as like the last Elite Four in the Elite Four. Yeah. And she just didn't really feel. She felt like really. She kind of felt Didn't really feel impactful.
Right. It seemed like she should have been around more, or she seems like, well, sometimes they do this when Pokemon creates like the quote unquote third version. They'll take a character like sometimes the champion or whoever else, and they'll give them more of a role during the story of the game. So maybe we'll see. And maybe she does teach you the Z move, which I'll use that as a segue. Speaking of Z moves, first I'm going to go to the page about the new Z ring and kind of read some information off from the website here. So as you can tell, the Z ring now is different. It's black because Necrozma, I guess, but it says, in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, the main character wears a Z-ring in order to use Z-moves. In Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon, the main character will put on a Z-Power Ring, which can use even more varieties of Z-moves than the Z-ring. And the games also feature new Z-moves for certain Pokemon. And this just talks about Z-moves. Oh, and they do have a toy tie-in, just like the Z-ring from before. They have a toy Z-Power Ring. One thing I noticed from looking at this thing, though, is it looks like they have the different Z crystals. It looks like the Z crystal that's on the top has a little bit of a different shape. It has like two it has the diamond shape, but it also has like little diamond shapes on the end of it. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks like two dots on the end. Like, so it's more than just the plain diamond shape. So I wonder if that's gonna be the shape of one of some of the new Z crystals, like if there's a difference, if that's gonna be like, so that's how you can tell it's a new one.
And then they then they turn to the side and I can't remember. I don't know if it's the anime or on the trailers, but they take the crystal, like turn it to the side or something.
Oh yeah, well, and this one, the one that's like I'm assuming in the active slot on this Z-ring toy is turned horizontal compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
Ah. And then people are saying that you can have like multiple Z rings on like multiple Z crystals on one Z ring or something like that.
On the toy, it looks like it. So it says, what does it say? It says you could use a variety of Z moves or whatever.
Yeah, with that being said, there's going to be way more Z moves than what were shown up till now.
Yeah, well, from that very first teaser that they did for Ultra Sun and Moon, I think they showed, it looked like Mimikyu possibly using a Z move, because you can see like its
getting
eyes.
One, Dayform's getting one.
Yeah, I'm sure Lycanroc Dusk has to have one, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't really feel like it needs one, but the fact that it's getting one is pretty cool.
Yeah. And, well, let's talk about the elephant in the room now.
Oh!
The giant dragon in the room. Let's take a look at this video for KOMMO-O'S new Z move. This has caused quite the stir on YouTube and on our Discord server.
Oh yeah, me and Edge have been arguing about this stupid dragon all day yesterday.
We're just gonna we're just gonna take a look at it, and we'll let each of you guys just give your individual takes on it. And I think we all agree though that this is a noteworthy buff to KOMMO-O, and that this Z move is pretty wild. Just when you consider what it does, it's based on we're to assume it's based on clanging scales, so that's KOMMO-O'S signature move, special. It has the same base power as close combat, I think, or similar.
Yeah, it's also sound based. I'm gonna look it up now for you.
Oh, I think I'm gonna stop this trailer in mid run here. I think I just saw that. Yeah, the Z crystal that was on that toy that had the irregular shape, that's KOMMO-O Z crystal.
Oh.
Interesting. So, Clangorous Soul Blaze, which is a crazy name also.
Yeah, it is. Oh, by the way, the power is 110 and it's 100% accuracy.
Okay.
It's a sound-based move.
110.
So that's pretty good. So if the Z move is based on this, you can expect it, it's a high power Z move. It also is the first, so far only Z move to affect both targets if you're in a double battle.
Yeah.
And
talk about that.
the base power of the Z move has actually been estimated to do at least around 190. So it's actually going to be pretty strong.
Yeah. And then on top of that, in addition to dealing, you can see in the video, it one-shots the Salamence and a Garchomp on the other side of the field. It also raises all of KOMMO-O'S stats, so it's like an ancient power boost. Which KOMMO-O, you know, was a bit underwhelming in Sun and Moon due to lack of move pool and just the amount of people relying on Tapus in battle. But it is the pseudo-legendary of Alola, so it's got good stats. So all of them being boosted at +1 is pretty significant. It's not just a stat boost, it's you do a lot of damage to both opponents in a double battle, or even actually if it's single opponent it'll do even more damage. And then you get all your stats boosted.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the fact that it gets everything in +1, and the fact that it has base 100 everything and not speed, it's literally, it makes it so good. And if you have Dragon Dance on it, everything that used to be a switch-in isn't as good as a switch-in anymore.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. Everything loses the fact that everything that walls it no longer walls it. Like Tapu Fini, if you have Poison Jab on your, if you have Poison Jab or any sort of poison attacking variant or a team built around getting rid of Tapu Fini, you can easily avoid that and just make it a whole lot better. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing we can, I would say for sure, one thing you're gonna see, I feel like, I mean, first of all, when this first comes out, everybody's going to be trying it out with KOMMO-O, so you're going to see a lot of people with KOMMO-O, so I think as a result, you're going to see every single competitive player is going to make sure they have at least one fairy on their team to prevent one of these Z-moves from getting pulled off.
And then it becomes a game of if you can knock out the enemy's fairy type. And the enemy fairy. Yeah, exactly. And another thing I wanted to... AJ, go ahead, AJ.
No, you're going first.
Well, I was going to talk about VGC, but I feel like you have an opinion.
Go ahead.
Into singles. Oh, okay. Well, already, I was looking at some of the top teams that won for Worlds for VGC. So, for not Worlds, top teams that won all the categories around the all tournaments. And almost every single team has a Tapu. I think only very few teams did not have a Tapu, and if they didn't, I think it's like something that a Grand Bull I saw. Like,
well, VGC is something that highly benefits from some of the terrain effects. Like for example, Tapu Lele gives the terrain that basically makes it. I can't even speak. Oh my god, makes it so that there's no priority ever. So
exactly.
E-speed cut off, quick attack cut off, Ice Shark cut off. So it makes everything a lot easier with your Salamence, with your Z Salamence. Basically, it just makes it so your weather team or like any other team works a lot easier.
Yeah.
Would have.
But also, I was thinking, also Misty Terrain from Tapu Fini is being considered almost useless. Like, except for the fact that it stops status moves, it can stop rest, which is super annoying. Apart from that, it's been useless because of the fact it halves Dragon type moves by I think it was like 5 turns. But actually you would have...
it just stops Spore, because Spore is like, I know one of the more annoying things in VGC.
Oh yeah. No, Spore is super annoying, that's a good point.
But you're right, it does weaken Dragon type moves, doesn't it?
Yeah, so you can have... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, even if you eliminate the fairies that are left, if Misty Terrain is still up, you're a little bit at a handicap there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You could bring in Tapu Fini, have your main mon in that could probably take out KOMMO or any other lead, then protect that mon and switch out Tapu Fini to something else. If this is just a situation, and this will so even if KOMMO gets his move off, which he shouldn't because he protected, it will almost do no damage. First of all, and second of all, there's tons of other ways of countering it. I feel like in VGC, it'll be one of those niche moves, for example, Z, Baton past Eevee.
Whoa,
we very much use. Yeah, sorry.
If you're just using the Z move just to get your stat boost, I don't think it really matters to you as a player if they do a lot of damage or not.
Oh no, you're right. Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. But also the fact, as I was going to go on to the fact that if they're trying to use it for the stat boost, if they're trying to use it for damage, and obviously Tapu Fini is a huge counter to that, and the fact it's fairy and has that terrain boost, but also trying to use it for the stat boost, a single fairy type. Also because VGC mons mainly have protect. All you have to do is protect with one mon and keep the fairy type mon. The fairy type mon can attack. Which means that if KOMMO does go for the Z move, it will fail because it will not hit the protect. It can't go through protect, obviously. No, actually,
it does hit to protect.
No, it'll go through
Actually,
to protect.
It was none else was damage.
It'll be weakened from the protect. Also, if Misty Terrain's up, it'll be even weaker. And then if your other Pokemon is like Tapu Fini or another fairy, it just won't hit them at all. The thing you have to worry about is you kind of get. I guess in VGC unless the opponent has 2 fairies out, you'll at least get the move off and get the stat boost. But because in singles too, what's that?
Even with the stat boost, like the Misty Terrain, it also boosts fairy moves. I'm pretty sure. So
yeah.
It doesn't actually.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to, but you still have to live through one turn of.
AJ.
Yeah.
Misty Terrain doesn't boost fairy type moves.
Yeah, that's why
it's actually one of them. It's actually one of the most disappointing terrains ever because Tapu Fini is could be way better if it did.
It's so broken as it is. But
you know,
so much.
I was thinking though, it really means you have to obviously like with any Z move, but I have to play it carefully because if there's a fairy on the other side. And probably more so in singles, if there's a fairy still alive, you get that one chance to use the Z move. Yeah. And so you get into a situation with some serious mind games, like you predict the fairy coming in and just go for the poison jab, or go for a Dragon Dance poison jab.
Also, I was gonna say that many of the Tapus, Tapu Bulu doesn't get any fairy type moves. Tapu Koko only gets Dazzling Gleam, which can be blocked by wide guard. And only I think Moonblast is something Tapu Fini and Tapu Lele both learn. But like I said, if your team doesn't have a Moonblast Digimon, oh, what happened?
I was trying to talk with Discord, decided to say nope to me.
Okay, well.
Anyway, as I was saying, I've been arguing with AJ about this for the past 2 days ever since this trailer came out. Nobody in their right mind is going to start setting up knowing full well there's a fairy alive waiting for you.
Right, I was thinking
there's no chance it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but I mean that's where that's kind of where a little bit of the chess game will come in. Well, imagine if you have it. You're gonna have a lot of people, at least at the start. You're gonna have a lot of people trying this set out. So if you're gonna, and everybody's gonna bring a fairy with them because of it. So you put 2 people on opposite sides of the field. They both have KOMMO-O and they both have a fairy. It's just going to be a race to see who could take the fairy out first on the other side of the field. Then, once the fairy is gone, once there's no more fairies on the other side of the field, you just send the KOMMO-O out. And
it does a ton of damage.
Right, you don't have a lot against it. But, well, alright, so in a singles format at least, we were talking the other day about what ability to run on KOMMO-O. And I'm pretty convinced, at least for singles, that Soundproof has to be the one to run.
Definitely.
If you're going for the stat boost, you don't want to get roared away and get rid of that, because that's your only chance to get your +1 in every stat. That's the one other thing that kind of tempers the Z move a little bit, is you get that one chance at that stat boost. If it goes away, or you're gonna see Haze be a lot more important in the game, I think.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna make one last point about VGC. I don't want to bore everyone, but I feel like using KOMMO-O in singles is gonna be easier, and that's why I personally believe it'll definitely be UU. OU, Saraki and AJ have their arguments for why and why not, but in VGC, I feel like, for example, Eevee is super niche, but can work and does win games, but it's only, when I'm especially on Battle.net, it's only used, or Storyline, it's only used on lower ladder a lot, because it's something that's very niche and many teams don't make a team for it. Many players, especially the very VGC players, will build specifically to counter Evolution, or the Eevee boost, and they'll now make sure that they have to counter KOMMO. Z move, because these particular mons to be extremely deadly if they set
I mean, I'm thinking that VGC was going to have it a lot harder than OU is, because you're not even going to be sure what they're bringing to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Right. Which 4?
Yeah.
I just think the Z move is going to be... It's definitely going to go up from PU with the Z move, obviously, but like...
I've come to an agreement with AJ that it will at least go up to UU borderline at the lowest.
That's like...
Yeah. So have we discussed everything?
Well...
Even with because everyone was expecting so much from this KOMMO, but the reason it's in PU and is like hardly ever used is because it's because even though it has a better physical stat, its physical move pool is trash. Like,
even as a special move pool, it's not that great.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of...
It's better than its physical, but still not.
Well, it's kind of... To me, it seems like you kind of have to run mixed in order to get the full range of coverage. You need to run special if you want steel-type move. You need to run physical if you want poison. You need to run, you know, special if you want clanging scales. You need to run physical if you want really any fighting-type moves.
Well, actually, you know what? If they do decide to bring in move tutors into Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, you don't even have to worry about any of them anymore.
If KOMMO can get Iron Head, that plus the Z...
Punch?
Yeah.
If KOMMO gets close combat...
Yeah, I mean, if move tutors are in Ultra Sun Moon, that could completely change the entire face of the game. I mean...
Entirely.
All the Alolan Mons have a chance at redemption.
If KOMMO gets close combat combined with that Z move, it's definitely going to OU. Like...
Probably even OU borderline.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, the fact that fairies are so popular can somewhat keep it in check, just because it has such, like, it has the 4 times weakness.
Yeah,
but
the fact that, oh no, you can...
we do have to wrap it up here pretty soon. So I want to give everybody just a chance to say their final thoughts. Like, I'll give one more statement if you want to talk about, you know, this topic, and then just anything in general that we've talked about. I'll give each one of you a turn, and then we'll kind of wrap it up just so we don't go too long. How about AJ? You want to start?
I don't really have much. I kind of talked about all I wanted to.
Okay.
Fouad?
Well, definitely KOMMO will be very interesting, and I look forward to trying it on the team as soon as possible on VGC and trying to make it work. Also, I'm really looking forward to the introduction of there's 2 old characters, Kukui and... No, not Kukui, sorry. Kahawi, I forgot to say her name.
Kahili?
Kahili and the Superstar.
Sarkihiro, are you still with us? Did Discord cut you off?
No, I'm still here.
Okay. It sounded like you got cut off before. So, anyway, closing thoughts?
Quack.
Quack! Okay.
Oh no, that's all.
That's all? Alright. Alright.
You gotta just sit in there and, like, you're quiet.
Oh no, okay.
Well, okay, guys, well, thank you for joining us for this sort of, like, slightly experimental format here. We're doing a discussion. Obviously, there's probably going to be a lot more Ultra Sun and Moon news coming down sooner or later. Like, we're only a couple months away from when it's actually released, so we can expect a decent amount more of news to come in the future. So, depending on all of our schedules, we may not be able to do one of these discussions every time something new comes out, but if you guys kind of like this, we'll try to do it more often and kind of, you know, get some discussion about what we think, our hopes and thoughts. And yeah, so if you liked, be sure to show some love to the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the Discord server. The link will be in the description for that. You can have more of these sorts of discussions going on in our different channels. And in the meantime, yes.
Saraki.
All right. Well, we're at with that being said,
okay.
We'll see you next time for whenever there's another news story. We'll either, discuss it in the Discord or maybe we'll do another video like this. Thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
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 Adios.
Dinosaur.